copies.
Well, there he is.
He shall.
Hey.
You have that proposal one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hospital last night.
That's good.
There ain't no chair over
Yeah, we're gonna need another chair.
here.
I mean, you're gone away for just a couple
Here, you can have this one back.
I can come over there.
We'll just
There's more, Tom.
yeah, there's more.
There's more. We
I
got
can
more.
sit over there.
We got more.
Well, they're getting a chair for you over there, all these are.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're out of order today, Chris.
Okay.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
You get it going.
I can move that chair up if you want to
Yeah.
sit here.
Is that room?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, recording.
Yeah, we don't care.
Get that
We'll just
right.
move some junk. How you doing, Preston?
Well, I'm here.
You're here.
Move down.
Just loosen it. I'll get this chair and I'll just sit right there. I'll make it just up.
No, I've been in musical chairs before.
She's up there. I'll give you that.
I'm not on any page right now. I'm just listening.
Okay, we're back live up. We had a pause there because the live stream wasn't working, but it's back up. Page 62 in your books is where that's located for the fairgrounds expenses, so it's listed there. So if you guys want to go over some things for us, we would appreciate it. So we'll turn it over to you.
Yep, okay, I gave everybody the treasurer's report from January 1st through this week. I can either go down through it or you can ask questions, and I've got stuff to point out about it. So you want me to read it so you can make sure you read everything?
Yeah, if you just
Okay.
want to do a quick, rundown of it.
Okay, fair expense is what happens the week before and the week of fairs, $29,206. Water, city water is $4,032. Midwest Gas, $2,063. Frontier, the two phone lines, is $2,088. Rumpke trash removal is $1,171. Duke Energy is $9,571. Postmaster, $248. Top of the Hill Entertainment, which is the free entertainment that's provided up there, is $6,884. Grounds expense to date is $21,614. Storage, let's go on down till we get, I'll come back and do the income. Ribbons, judges, and open class is $7,285. The rodeo was $31,742. Insurance, officer's insurance is $986. Fair book, the trifold and the ad was $29.70. Queens and teens, $28.43.70. Kids Day, $14.86. Convention dues, annual dinner, $7.89. Miscellaneous, $3. The new bleachers, we had to put the down payment of $6,400 on it. Start monies in and out. Baby contest had an expense of $178. Truck and tractor pool was a rain out. It had the expense that had to be prepaid of $1,700. The race Friday night, $25.76. Demolition derby, $6,890. The fair photographer and the photos that we have in all the books up there is $530. Ice, $640. Flowers and gifts, $100. Total expenses to date is $148,957.19. Now we go back up to the income column. Donations, $4,182 went towards the Top of Hill. Grounds, $31,100. That is your $30,000, and that's other things we've rented the grounds for. Goes into that. Storage, we had $1,600 that carried over, didn't get paid before December 31st. Ribbons, judges, open class, $8,390. That's your $8,000 plus a $390 that was taken in open class. Rodeo brought in $28,252. The 4-H building, new additions, $450 income. Fair book, trifodes and ads, we got that donated. Rose got that donated this year. They paid for every bit of that, the tourism did, of $2,970. Queens and Teens had income of $6,845.19. Kids Day had a donation of $1,500, had miscellaneous $119. The new bleachers, we've had $33,000 donated to pay for the first set and going towards the second set. Start monies, $5,000 back in. Baby contest brought $365. The race Friday night was $2,469. Demolition Derby, $8,980. Ice brought in $645. Food booths at the fair brought in $6,870. Inside booths brought $3,125. And the reserve parking brought $4,900. So we've had income of $175,210.18. There's a balance in the account right now of $77,897.47. But, did I miss one? Oh, Brady, Fun Time Amusement. We'll go back up to that one. That's our big money. $24,465.75 is what they paid us this year for being here. So now that brings it to $175,210.18, which it looks like we've got money, but when we pay for, you want to talk about this first, or you want me to come back to this?
Oh, no, it's fine.
Okay. The bleachers is right around $23,000. We got to write a check next week for, so that's coming off of that balance. In the goat barn, we've got 24 new goat panels coming, and that barn will be complete. That's $2,400. And then if you want to ask any question about this, I've got other stuff wrote down for what we've done. But when you see that fair expense, you think that's the only expense, but you've got to, as treasurer, you've got to put in the entertainment, the ribbon, judges, the fair books, the queen expense, the kids' days expense, the baby expense, the truck pull expense, the races expense. So really, if we would have an event where nobody come, another COVID or another something like that, $60,500 is what it really takes to put on this Washington County Fair. So we always try to make sure we have at least $55,000 in our account to carry over as we're doing contracts for next year. So that kind of explains why it shows a balance, but there really isn't one if you're going to have another fair. It all comes in and it all goes out.
This is probably a dumb question, but the Brady number,
Amusement?
24,000, is that on average what we make off that, or is that?
The braces was higher this year, but we had more attendance because of the rides, and because of it's up, it's just about the same amount, but next year we'll sell all 1,000 bracelets immediately before we ever bring them up there. So everybody's talking about the rides, and we have them booked for 2 more years, so we do have them.
Because I heard nothing but.
Nothing but good about them and the workers, and
That's why
and we were short one ride. One ride broke as they were bringing it, so we didn't have the swing. So there was another ride on top of what was up there that'll be up there next year.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
Why are you not putting this, checks and balances in Gateway?
Why it goes in and it goes out so fast? It can be. Is that what you're talking about on interest Gateway?
Yes. So everybody can look at it. Anybody can
Oh,
look
you're
at it.
talking about posted.
Oh, it's because they're not a government agency. They're an independent
I know that,
corporation.
but we're giving them money and they're not a government agency, like you said. That don't make sense.
You might have to ask Michelle about that. I don't know. I don't think that's a requirement, but I don't know.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I noticed that you have expenses for the truck and tractor pull, but I could have sworn that we charged admission to that. Was there no income made on that?
It got rained out. We
It
canceled
rained
it.
out.
Never had
We still had to pay
Okay.
for our sled and everything else, but it was a rain out, so it was a complete loss.
Okay. And then my second question is, you guys charge rent to like store campers and stuff like that. Where is that
That's
income buried at in-
storage. 1,600 that was paid
Okay.
after
Okay.
January 1st. It would have been on the last time. It was on last year. I think you've got the last report that they brought up from the meeting. It was 9,000. I think is what we make off of storage up
Most
there.
of that would have showed up in 24s.
Yeah.
What Kevin has here is from January of this year, because campers
Okay.
are usually paid when they bring them in.
Mm.
And then, well, there was a few that were not, and so that's why he's showing a balance for
Okay.
this
The
year,
income.
which we haven't actually started our storage yet this season.
Okay.
Because obviously, we still have things going on up there.
When does that normally come in?
It runs from November.
Yeah, usually around November. is
We have to
usually when
wait
we
till
try
after
to
the
get-
election.
Yeah.
Oh.
We have to wait till after the election. And then we have a hair sheep sale that happens in early October.
Yes.
So we can't take any of the pins down because they're used for that sale. And so we can't get that building in until, and get everything, all the pins and everything down, until, it's usually the middle of November before we start that.
Before we actually get them in.
And
Just
they run
because
from-
we have to wait for all the
Is
activities.
that
to be finished.
1,600 pretty consistent every year?
Well, the 1,600 was just on this year.
That was just what extra that,
What they hadn't paid up front. So what was our total income?
I think it's 9,000.
Off campus.
It shows in 24, because they pay when they bring them in, so
Yeah.
it starts
Yeah.
around November.
So if all of them that come back again this year, there'll be another 8,400 or 7,600 come in that will bring that back up to that total again. Depends on how many come.
And back to the tractor pull again, we have to pay insurance plus for the sled.
Yeah.
Okay.
A certain amount.
That has to be pre-done. And then if it rains us out, we lose the sled
So if
money.
it's rain out, it's a loss regardless.
Yep, we lose
yeah.
the sled money.
And I mean, you can see on a lot of the events here, there's little to no money to be made on them. I mean, basically what we're doing is providing a service. I mean, we're providing a fare.
It's entertainment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
And it's expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Well, the demo was down about 4,000 this year, but it was so hot nobody could stand it, and we were competing with other truck pulls
There's a
around
lot
that.
of other stuff going
There's
on.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and part of the reason on our truck pull this year, I don't know, any of you know about the big pull that goes on over at Tampico. This year, theirs fell on the same weekend that we were supposed to have our pull, and obviously, we're not gonna try to compete with Tampico. And so we actually had to move ours the weekend before, and then we, of course, got our rain out, and we're just subject to weather. It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
And also on the improvement things, we have, the casters on the display cases, which that doesn't amount to a lot of money. But still, that's something that we done to make improvements because it makes it easier for Shelley and for Stacy to move those display cabinets.
They run our open class in the cabinets.
They run the open class.
And most people, well, I mean, everybody up there pretty much is a volunteer that has anything to do with the fair. And then Rose has some other things she'll talk to you about, improvements we've spent money on.
Mhm. We did gutters on the food shelter. Those were done because our nice little mulch we had was going right down into the food court. So we got that taken care of. And so we did that. And we just completed a lot of small things that, may not add up to much, but it still adds up to $300-400 there.
Well, our biggest expense was probably finishing the horse arena.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
we basically had to rework that entire building down there, new roof and new trusses.
And then the ramp, because of what the fire marshal needed, it was 14,500 to bring that up. So that was the biggest part of that,
Electrical. That's
electrical.
Well, yeah,
We-
the 14,000 was just the horse arena though, the roof
That's
over that
just the
arena.
ramp, that doesn't include anything.
No.
No, that's not that
on
electrical, yeah,
It's-
that's not on
it'd
any
be
of that.
$30,000 probably.
And what are we doing to repair the buildings? Like, I'm gonna give you, for instance, on the merchants building there across from the restrooms, I think it's the blue building. The floor joist, on each side is rotten. And Terry Lee just pushed rock under it. They should have been replaced, so So what is the future for that?
I mean, that's something we can work on. You know, we can get that looked at.
Well, it's not gonna
Needs to
be, it's gonna be the
That
foundation.
concrete's gonna go boom.
And then.
You're talking about the band boards around the foundation of it?
Yeah,
Both
something that he's
sides,
talking about.
both sides and the length.
That building is getting pretty rough, but our biggest trouble is we do what we can do with what we have at the times. And that building really needs,
A lot of
it
work.
could be remetaled and everything else, but you're probably looking at $50,000 to do all the repair. Well, probably, maybe not that much, but you're gonna be talking probably 30 if you remetal it and reband board it and everything
Yeah.
else with labor.
Them band boards are more important than the metal, but you could paint the metal.
Yeah, some of it has a bow, but where it's kind of crinkled, and you can tell it's got some issues, but most of those buildings have been up there since probably before I was.
Yeah,
Those band boards should have been addressed a long time ago. Nobody, I guess you walk by them, if you walk by them every day, you just learn to live to look at them, I guess.
Well, what I was thinking is the safety, if you park campers and things in there and then you get over against the wall.
We don't park any campers in that building. The only thing
Right.
that goes in there is a boat or two. There's nothing large that goes inside that building.
Yeah.
All the large campers and everything go down into the two newer buildings,
Yeah.
which is the cattle barn and then the building where it houses the sheep and the hogs and has
Yeah.
the shows, of course.
Well,
That's the only two buildings we still
What I was thinking about, if you get something heavy in there and that concrete will go down.
Oh, you're saying if it goes down?
Well, it'll crack it more, won't it, if you get something heavy in there? With the band boards rotting.
Well, I wouldn't think concrete's gonna go out. Concrete's concrete. I mean, it's solid and it's gonna sit there. I don't understand what you're saying, I guess, Preston.
Well, I guess if you get something heavy in there, if it's cracking, then it'll go on down. If
I think
the
he's putting
band
a
board-
ditch grate underneath of it's gonna wash out the boards and then
Yeah.
we'll make the concrete settle.
Yeah.
Oh, he's talking about like the edges if there is rock falls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and if that's the case, we'll just have to tuck some more rock and then get some boards back over it. But it's been that way for a long time.
Yeah, but I think the boards need to be replaced, instead of keep shovel gravel in there.
The ramp and all those expenses, are you running those through the grounds on your income statement?
The horse ramp,
Yeah.
yes, that's the 22,000. It's listed in there. That's for the new roof down there, all the posts being
I
replaced.
don't
the
see a
new tin.
22,000 on here. I see a 4182, 31.1.
Okay, if you go down to grounds, about 10 down,
21,614.92.
Oh, okay.
that's the grounds expense that we pay out of the 30,000 that you give us of the minor stuff that we can fix. What he's talking about, major, that
And
you
we-
give us the money, we'll gladly fix
Oh,
it.
we'll gladly fix it.
Kyle Stewart.
Uh-oh.
We did replace, on the goat barn too, when they went in there and was working on it, they found out that some of the posts were bad in there, so there were four,
We'd
Four
replace
sets of those that were
several
replaced.
posts and some boards.
and I did not get that on this.
I've got it listed here, the goat barn, Terry had to go up there and replace those boards. His expense was $1,000 on that, and that's part of that 20, so, in there. But they got most of that donated. And then plus on what you're talking about, the ramp and that barn down there, we bought what the extension
Kyle
had,
Stewart.
oh my gosh.
Hang on.
Tell him to get off of here. We bought all the lumber they bought that they were going to do the wash rack with. So a lot of that lumber was used down there too. So that expense is 2 years ago, so that's not in part of that part right there too. So it was quite expensive, but it's beautiful and it passed and it's done, it's ready, it's sealed.
Okay. Any other questions for them? I just kind of wanted them to give an overview so you could see where the 30,000 that we were putting in, where that goes. And I can tell you, you know, they do a lot with that $30,000, and could do more naturally, like they said. There's a lot of things that could use more, but they have to spread that out pretty thin to to just take care of what we already have, but, I think, you know, they've done a lot of improvements there with the bleachers and things, and, really do a bang-up job for all the time that they put in and for no pay. So we appreciate them for that, because without them, we couldn't put on a fair, that's for sure. All right, do you want to talk a little bit about you got a couple bids there, it looks like, for the mowing
Yes, I called,
going forward?
Brian Green, and I had him, send me the estimate that it would cost for the mowing. And then Tom got the one from Eric Vermillion.
Yes.
So we have those two estimates.
I have a question. It was 35 weeks from Mr. Vermillion, but is Green's the same way? Is it going to be 35 weeks?
That's kind of an average
Okay.
on those.
Okay.
When I talked to Eric, and that's what he said, he does, most of these guys, do some other mowing, and they're saying that's an average. Of course, that's gonna be weather dependent. We all know this year it's rained all summer, so we've mowed probably 10 to 20% more than we usually do. And if last year when it was dry, we mowed less, so that's just kind of a.
But it just went, so I was just trying to
It's gonna be
compare
the cost
apples
per
to
mowing.
apples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll see there on part of his, that front part, and I spoke to him about this after he gave it to me, that 1,500 initial cleanup is because, the overgrown all around the grandstands. Because part of that's, nothing's been touched on it this year, and I mean, it's very overgrown, there's brush down. And so what he was saying, because when I told him to quote this, I said, I want you to look at everything. I said, I want everything looked at, mowing, weed eating, and spraying. And again, he put on here 2 times a week, and whatever we come up with, we can set a standard for what we're expecting. That might, spraying every 2 weeks might be a bit of an overkill, no pun intended. But I wanted to go ahead and address that $1,500 cleanup up front, because down around that grandstand, like I say, most of you were at the fair this year, attended something, and have kind of seen the shape that hillside area is, and it's really bad.
No.
Yeah, I was just asking, so just to compare, it's 27,000 versus 21,000. So I was just trying to get.
And again, that's gonna fall, like I say, weather dependent, Brad.
And Brian, he just strictly did the mowing. I didn't ask him to go into the full thing like Tom did with Eric. So he just strictly, his was the mowing and the weed eating and the, blowing off the sidewalk, that kind of stuff. He just did that for what he was going to do. He didn't, like I said, I didn't ask him to get as intense as Eric was going to.
Tom, on the Eric Vermillion one, basically it's $375 per mowing. Is that fair to say? Because it's got $750 per week, but that's mowing twice a week.
No, actually, I think what he's saying there, I
That's
think that's
per mowing.
$750 per week with trimming, with mowing and trimming, and then the spraying be bi-weekly.
Oh, okay.
Spraying bi-weekly.
Yeah, that's the way I'm understanding it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's $750 per week for the mowing with trimming.
Spraying every
And
other-
then he'll spray every other week.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And, that's one of those other things too, that once a lot of the spraying goes on, I think it will help whoever's taking care of it. A lot of the trimming will go away, because there's not been any spraying done. So once, just like anybody's house or fence or farm or anything else, you get a lot of this sprayed away from the areas, and I think it'll help the trimming considerably.
Are you planning to take further bids or?
Yeah, obviously, this wasn't a bid process by any means. We just wanted to get together a couple, and I told Eric, and I'm not sure how Rose stated it, but I told Eric, I said, this is not a hard bid. I'm asking you to basically establish a quote for us, kind of let us know where we're at and what we're looking at. So, yeah, this was no type of bid process, obviously. We just wanted to get a couple quotes and see kind of where we were gonna fall.
So either way, going forward, you're going to have to include the area behind the grandstand to get cleaned up, right?
Yes.
Grandstands, behind the grandstands,
Behind
the
the fire
road, the fence,
stand,
all down through there.
and behind the old bathrooms that are down over the hill, the entire hillside pretty much, yeah.
The city takes care of the front part going up the hill, and they mowed that all today, I noticed when I was up there. But they do that one big hill with but it's the back ones that we don't have.
And again, and when I discussed this with Eric, I told him, we just want things to look nice, and then prior to the fair, we might want a little extra, it might be a little more frequent, and then after the fair, it may slow down again, obviously. We just want to keep it looking nice and maintained. It doesn't have to be, we don't expect it to look like Fair Week every week of the summer, but we expect it to be mowed and taken care of.
All right, any other questions?
So, how are we gonna take care of all the other stuff up there with what's going on here?
As far as, like, what are you talking about?
Like buildings being cleaned, this and that, rabbit cages being moved, just little odd and end stuff, I'm just asking.
Most of the building work right now, as far as after fair stuff, is done by the 4-H, whatever species is showing there. Most time they will clean. Now, I know there's some times afterwards, but I also know that we have a lot of volunteers come up. We're supposed to have our new set of bleachers for one side of the show ring delivered in September, and obviously that'll be a volunteer thing. Myself and I'll probably gather up some other 4-H families and some guys, and we'll go up there, and we're actually going to do the bleacher assembly, and we'll probably have to do some cleaning and some show ring moving and stuff like there. So most of the time, that stuff's taken care of by volunteers.
Well, there's been questions arise too about, like security and stuff like that.
We know the sheriff put in a new camera system this year. I believe it is capable of holding 30 cameras. Our intent is to continue to support Brent, and then if we have some funds that we are able to contribute outside that we might have left for some maintenance, is to go ahead and add to this camera system, because I believe he's only got, it'd be a better question for Brent, but I think he's only got 5 or 6 on that system right now. But our intent is to begin to the south side of the barns down there facing towards East Market Street. So once we get that, we think we're going to be in pretty good shape. And obviously, once we hear back on our funds coming down from the state, from the governor, if we get our building, the new building that's been proposed and approved by the grant, the READY grant, then obviously the extension office is going to be there on a daily basis, because that will be their hub of operations now. And my understanding is they'll leave their area out here in the county building, and the health department's going to take it over. And so the extension office will be there on a daily basis. So we feel like that's going to be pretty good there. And then the cameras. And then we've also talked to the sheriff, and I'm sure the city department as well will help us with patrols.
So you're basing a lot of this off of basically if that building gets built?
Not entirely, but somewhat, yes.
So after, if you rent the 4-H building out.
The new building, we won't be responsible for.
I'm talking about the old one now.
Okay.
So volunteers are gonna clean it after every event in it?
Yes.
I think the 4-H building this year so far has been rented 3 times.
Yeah.
The 4-H building itself. The commercials building's been about 6 or 7 times, the outside buildings, and then some other things. So you're not talking about very many events going on up there.
I know typically with the cattle and sheep and goats, typically those groups, because I know my boys have done it a few times through FFA, when they had a show, then they went in behind and cleaned everything up. So a lot of times that happens, after a big show on a weekend.
Separately in the FFA.
Right, usually whoever's doing the show takes care of the cleanup and
the same will be after they have this hair sheep auction.
Right.
Once they're finished up, they'll clean up behind.
At least I knew that's the way it had been done in the past.
Do you have plans for future events and stuff like that to expand upon what you do now? Or is there any plans of expanding events and stuff where you might be able to pull in a little bit more funding? I know I had a guy call me about the racetrack, so.
Well, we've talked to, how many people have we talked to the last 4 or 5 years about the racetrack?
I've got
Or not the
one.
last 4 or 5, the last couple of years. We've probably talked to 4 or 5 different people.
Right, I understand.
And I don't know, we've had people we thought were going to be interested, and they're ready to sign contracts, and then something will happen, but we've continued to push that, but.
I'll tell you a big problem with racing, because I'm involved in
You're not
that.
going to say.
A lot of the racing events come down to insurance.
Yeah.
And it's very-
And there's only one company that will even quote racing insurance in the state of Indiana. So you're limited to that group. They pretty much got a monopoly. And it is very expensive. So I'm sure that's probably
been an issue.
part of what deters anyone from taking that over, because that liability insurance is through the roof.
And then the Isaiah McVeigh does our racing. He tried it the Fair Week, and he has one the last Friday night of this month. He has a race scheduled, same as what he had Fair Week. So there is another race and a demolition derby right after it, and a truck pull on September 19th. So we're trying to keep it active and keep it going and try to make some money. Now, this is the last year that these events are ours. If they want to go forward, then, it's going to be their responsibility. Just like somebody renting them for just a track.
Right.
But that will help out a lot.
And I do have 4 people that have expressed interest in renting the racetrack next year. I do have 4 people there, but we've not discussed anything. We haven't contacted them yet. And the main reason we haven't contacted them is because Tom is taking over.
Yeah.
And Tom will be taking over in October. And that's what I have told each one of them, that, we're going to be changing in October, and, then we'll get started on it and let them, but I have a list of 4 people that are interested in it.
A lot of them want it, but they want it for free. They don't want to pay any rent whatsoever on it.
Yeah.
So we get lots of people.
That's everybody, I mean.
I do it for free.
You'll do it for free?
yeah.
We'll pay the insurance and get it ready.
How about for cleaning and mowing and?
Just get it ready for me.
Rose, how long you been doing this?
Me?
Rose,
Yeah. How long?
how long you been on the board?
This time 2 years, this president. But
This presidency, 2 years. I've already had it once it's really a 6-year commitment. You do 2 years vice, 2 years president, and then 2 years as an advisor. So I've already done all that 6 years once. Now I'm back on my 4 year. And I've been on the board for 25 years.
At least.
I usually do the inside commercial booths.
And I think you're the first president to do a double term. Has there been anybody else that's done a double term?
That's because my daughter says I can't say no.
Well, that's because somebody
I got mine.
resigned and we had to have a past president, and you said yes, and you did fine.
Thank you, Rose.
Yep, thank you.
So
Thank you all.
we're currently giving them 30,000 just for the maintenance and the mowing and all that stuff. Maintenance, mowing, all that is in this $30,000 number.
No, you guys pay for that. Our 30,000's to repair the buildings, paint, clean up, that kind of stuff, the maintenance of the building and stuff we have to repair. The mowing was under the contract, the salary you pay.
Him, which was another 30, right?
Mm-mm.
24, 25.
No, 30.
His salary? Talk about his salary?
Yeah.
28.9, yeah, about 29 grand.
His salary, including all benefits, insurance, longevity, $3,000 of overtime for Fair Week, totals $48,733 a year.
It's benefits and everything.
Everything.
Plus we pay.
Plus, the Fair Board pays for all the utilities.
Yeah, that's another portion of the money that we get from the county. We pay all the water, all the electric, all the sewer, internet, phone.
Year round. Because like these, on your paper that I gave you, the water, electric and all that, that is only the 11 months of the year. Fair Week is in the 29,000 because that's the month that we use all the electricity up there. So that's the difference of it. So your 30,000 goes, if we can't make it other way, that keeps electricity on, keeps the water going, keeps the trash picked up and that kind of stuff. So
Will you guys still continue to pay the bills after the new building goes in?
No.
Who's gonna be responsible? Yeah, that question never even been brought up.
We won't be responsible for the new building,
So it'd be on
but
a
we'll
separate
still be
meter?
responsible for everything else.
So it'd be on a separate meter?
Yes, the new building will, but we'll still be responsible for what we're responsible for right now.
So Purdue will be collecting the rent?
we don't know.
They shouldn't be collecting the rent for county property.
No, Purdue will not, no, they're just gonna handle what we're anticipating. And obviously till it happens, we do not know for sure, but what we're anticipating is that the extension office will handle the booking of the rentals of that building, because obviously they will know what events they have going on in their building, which is gonna be house their office. But I don't know that, I don't think
Can't-
Purdue will
can't
be the
handle
ones
them,
collecting any rent from the county property, no.
No, they can't handle it.
Because that has to go back through the auditor.
Yes,
Yeah, it would have to go through
Right.
State Board of Accounts.
yes.
So my question would be the, separate from the 30,000, okay? So what you're wanting to do is the county not have the employee that's working for us, and instead of paying that salary, the county would pay the mowing and all of that through the bidding process?
Through a bid process.
Okay.
Yes.
At this time, if this is why we're here, we need to know what we need to do, because the fairgrounds has not been mowed in 3 weeks. So I need to know what I need to do. Do I need to hire someone? Is the county going to pay for someone? It's a mess. It looks horrible, and it needs to be done. But I don't know where I stand.
I was asking that from a budget. I understand what you're asking,
Yeah.
Rose. I'm just saying that
who's
the
actually in?
commissioners would have to,
Will the
Give you guidance
commissioners
on
actually
that.
be in charge of the mowing contract?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the intent, and in addition to us taking care of the mowing, since we would no longer be paying for a groundskeeper, we would give them an additional $22,000 to do whatever they need to do as far as hiring part-time to do the things,
Such as the band boards on the building.
yeah, the band boards, the the gutters, the painting. There's been no painting done up there for, I don't know how long.
Because I heard they wouldn't buy paint.
Who couldn't buy paint?
Well, they said that they couldn't, they wouldn't buy it.
So is that 22,000 for the rest of this year or additional each year?
No, that'd be prorated. Yeah, every year. Prorated for the rest.
Yeah, we wouldn't get 22,000 this year, Tony.
I mean, that's what I...
And if that works, that can go towards the extra
Well,
cameras.
And what we had discussed, if it does get prorated this year, the 22,000 for whatever months and however it gets prorated down, my thought and what I discussed with Rose and Kevin as well was that if the county did give us any additional funding this year, we're not in dire straits. So my proposal, I wanted to go ahead and put that money towards the camera system and go ahead and get cameras in there immediately to help the sheriff and help get the system moving more.
I think that system, it goes to them, right? They have access to
Yeah, they have
those
access
cameras.
to it.
They're watching it all the
They
time.
have access to it all the time out there at
fairgrounds.
dispatch, yes.
I spoke to Dylan Moore yesterday, and he's getting some quotes together on 10 additional cameras that tie in, same brand, same compatibility as what Brent already has up there, because he's already got the main hardware. We can just add cameras, however many we want.
So next year would be a total of 52,000 instead of 30,000, is that
Yes.
30?
But at the same time, you're gonna save basically
Yeah.
30,000.
I'm just making sure
Well,
everybody's on the same.
you won't have that.
Technically, we're not saving anything, because if we're currently paying 48, and next year we pay 52, then we're
We're
out
not,
4,000,
no,
right?
forget about the 30 they are already getting, because they have gotten that $30,000 for a long, long time.
That's a whole different
We're
thing.
talking about a separate situation. To make up the loss in the groundskeeper, the county will assume the mowing dues, which from everything I've seen will be less than $25,000, may be able to get it done for around 22. We give them an additional 22, so rounding up, we're spending 45,000 instead of 49,000. And my big concern is that the place will be kept up and mowed.
And the maintenance needs to be kept up too.
Well, this quote
Like
here is
painting.
27,000.
Pardon me?
This quote is 27,000, not 25.
The other one was 600 per
Yeah,
week.
but this
That'd
one's
only be
600,
12,000.
but
You
it
know,
doesn't have
there's a-
spraying on it either.
there's a little,
so it'd be different.
And those were just quick, we just.
And I understand
we
that.
just got
I'm just
these within a
saying,
couple
from what
days.
I'm seeing, it's not gonna be less, it's gonna be a break
What was the,
even
I
the
haven't even
first
looked
year,
over the other one. How
probably.
much was the other?
600.
20, so what'd that figure to?
21,000.
21,000.
You could get by
You got
with-
one at 27, one at 21, and.
And the 22 may not be used. I mean, if the grounds are not being rented and we have to do anything maintenance, it's not gonna be spent, but yet we still gotta get those buildings back up to par. I mean, they've gone so far down that some of them are pretty embarrassing, and some are fantastic, so.
Rose, I wasn't trying to pass the buck on that, I was just talking about budget. We'll let.
Okay, well,
Anyway,
that kind of gives you an idea.
We got a good
budget
idea.
wise, So, we'll be in touch, and I'm sure the commissioners will be working with you on moving forward. on
No, I
the
just
other
needed
stuff.
to know where I stood,
Right.
what I
Yeah.
needed to do. Because I'm gonna take action one way or the other, so
Right.
I need to know what direction I need to go.
Well, I appreciate you guys bringing in quotes, because I asked for that on Tuesday, so I appreciate that in writing.
Yep.
Well,
Thank you for that.
you've answered a lot of questions that
And that's what we.
wasn't even asked,
That's
and we
what we're
appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah, anytime.
I guess to do one more question. So a lot of the maintenance that's being done right now is being subbed out to Terry Lee and
The
to other
building
people,
maintenance and the horse work.
it's
or the
not
work-
being done,
No, it's not being done currently, no, by the
Right.
employee, no.
right.
No.
I just wanted to clarify that. It's not being done by the employee to start with.
Well, I don't think that was part of his agreement with
Oh, I
what I
know.
read.
I'm just saying, we
I mean,
keep
that-
talking about
that's a
maintenance
carpenter's
and
work
other
versus
things.
a groundskeeper and, you know.
It's just a different
It's,
subject.
well, and, yeah, you're talking about a possible savings of $4,000, but, and of course, I've been around the fair my whole life and been on the board now for 2 years. Well, I've been on previously, but as an officer for 2 years. My intent is to make sure the job is done. And when you contract with someone, and they sign a contract that this is what they're gonna do, then they will get it done, or they will find somebody else to do it.
I think you need to quote it out when you have, jobs over there instead of letting Terry Lee and Dustin do it. They need to do some bidding. Instead of just saying, go do it.
Most of the time, there's not really anybody interested in doing the small piddling stuff that they do. I mean,
How do you know? Have you handed it out there to bids?
I have not personally.
Okay, then there you go.
they don't, they're not required to do that because they're an independent corporation, even though we're giving them the money, but and we don't have to take bids if they're less than $75,000. Seem to me like it'd be a total waste of time anytime you need the band boards replaced on a building or somebody to fix a gutter that would take an hour and $15 worth of materials that you go and get bids on it. That'd to me be a total waste of time.
That's just one opinion.
I don't know how you do things around your place, but
Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys. We're gonna move on.
Appreciate it.
We'll be in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's,
Thank you.
here, thank you, guys. We'll move
Appreciate
in.
all your time.
All right,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
we'll move into the commissioner's budget on page 59 and 60. And they left the room.
It'll be all right.
Commissioners, see you do the budget. I'm not here.
Hell, they was the one done all this.
You guys gonna go down there and get in the hot seat or? We should make them get out.
Where'd our leader go, Todd?
I don't think he feels good.
Okay. He was shaking this morning. I was kinda worried about him.
Shaking.
Yeah, he was over there shaking.
He was.
That's 'cause he won't eat
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
He won't eat breakfast, he won't eat lunch.
Todd, we moved over there to page 59, which is the commissioner's budget.
Hey, we're ready. Let me
If
get,
you wanna
yeah, we'll zip right through this.
roll down
Zip
through
right on,
that.
buddy.
You have to bear with me, it's my first time. All right, if you'll notice, pretty simple because we haven't changed a whole lot. A lot of this stuff's cut and dried. Unemployment, $10,000. I'm not gonna go through every line till I come to one where the price changes, if you don't mind. We put a very small raise in for council and commissioners. Stipend for commissioner and council secretary remain the same.
We got a secretary?
Excuse me?
We got a secretary.
That's us,
Who's we?
What are you, commissioner secretary?
council.
That would be the auditor and that would be Michelle.
Okay.
Who does a great job, I'm gonna add.
Fairgrounds caretaker, we'll put a question mark beside that for now. Perf, just a little bit of a bump from last year, $5,000 more. Insurance, we padded that pretty heavy. I gotta be careful when I say padded, don't I?
Yeah.
We allowed, you never know what the insurance is gonna do. It's hard to know sometimes what to budget. You don't wanna be under budgeted, but, we did bump that down from last year. FICA actually went down a little bit. I'm down to Park and Rec Director.
On the FICA, I think we need to make that,
The FICA?
yeah.
Okay. Back to 425?
Yeah.
All right, you guys catch that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, skipping back down to Park and Rec Director. It's a little bit of a bump there. I believe, what's that, 5%, I think? No, more than that? 6? Longevity stayed the same. Maintenance contracts, we adjusted that down a little bit. Yeah, that's what it is now for. IT equipment, 10,000. Okay. General expenses, we took that down from 20, then down to 10, and now down to 8 the last 2 years.
General expenses? Okay.
1,500 goes in that spot?
Instead of 8,000?
Yeah.
Okay. Postage, can't do much about that. Bonding, bonds and insurance, 6,000. Building structure insurance, $575,000. Commissioner attorney, the increase for that naturally is because we have more people interested in talking to our attorney these days.
Helped.
Council attorney, we also bumped that up.
Same.
Yeah.
We've required more work,
Yes,
from her.
times we live in. Publication of legal notices, that's the same.
We're gonna bump that one down, 4,000.
We're gonna take it down by half, that's good. Care of patients and inmates, 230,000.
Yes, 4.
Is that okay, ladies? That's what we've got plugged in. I assume it's okay. We looked at this several months ago. Okay, burial for soldiers, 13,000.
Mine says 130.
I gave amended ones because
Yeah.
that was a typo.
It was a typo.
Okay.
So somewhere in that packet I gave you yesterday, there should be an amended.
Yeah, I thought I moved them all over, but maybe I may have.
Okay, it's
shredded it right.
13,000.
Supposed to be 13.
Been
Sorry.
13,000 since 2018, okay. The ambulance stipend will remain at 650,000. Juvenile detention expenses, same as this year, 150,000.
Hold up a second.
See, we had that much left. I think
Oh,
we
no.
can bump it down. I think I'd take it down to 100,000 and
Yeah.
see how lucky I get.
Let's bump it down to 100,000.
You know,
We'll
Yeah.
hope.
Okay. Juvenile detention, 100,000 from 150. Debt service fees, 3,000. Mental health, that is
That is set by the state,
State.
set by the state,
by state code.
right? Membership dues, 2,600. Commissioners dues, $760. They must have bumped their fee up a little. Intellectual disability, that's been the same for last 5 years, 91,000. Phone system, networking infrastructure, 110,000. Okay. Any questions on the commissioner's budget?
On the phone system, let's bump that one down to 105.
Phone system,
Is this going down because they're doing the improvements in 911 this year?
That has nothing to do with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's something totally.
105, you say?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Alright, next would be the courthouse county buildings, page 61.
As you can see, The upper portion is mainly some salaries there, 6%. Part-time help, 10,000.
Part-time, let's bump it back to 5.
Not really been using that a whole lot, have we?
Just if Tony happens to get sick or off for surgery or something.
Okay, part-time, bump it down to 5,000. Operating supplies, 33,000.
We're gonna take that down to 25.
Maintenance and repair, 2,000. Utilities, we've had, this will be the 4th year we've had 450,000 plugged in. Should be all right there. Courtyard and grounds. Any questions?
On the courtyard and grounds, I think we're gonna move it back to 4,000.
Yeah, that's mainly landscaping and knickknacks. 4,000. Any questions on that? Okay, we're ready for Fund 1138 on page 62. That's pretty much been unchanged for several years. We did bump the maintenance and repair down from 200,000 to 140,000. And also bumped the detention center, Justice Center expenses from 220 to 195. Be all right there.
Okay. 63.
Okay. Some call it seeded, I call it edit. The edit funds, I do have, me and Michelle been going back and forth with this, but I do have this all written out here, Michelle. And the main thing is that the numbers all match up, so each portion is correct. River Hills has been 9330 for several years. Economic development, I think we talked about that when the growth partnership was here. We're giving them that money in 2 different funds because it's I don't know if you really call that a performance. It started out as a performance-based reason for doing that. I think we give them half of it in the beginning and the other portion in the end. And the other portion is the 40,000 at the bottom. And then we have 350,000 out of edit for debt service for the 7-year loan for the highway department facility. That's what that is. Now, on the paving, it was $516,616 last year. we passed, you guys passed an ordinance in '24, dividing the paving from the non-paving to be 75%, 25%, because that's, the state requires you to turn in what percentage you want. And what I came up with, and this could be off a couple dollars, but if you want to pencil in for paving, $760,290. And then you skip down to non-paving, and that number should be $253,429. That's 75% paving, 25% non-paving. That gets you in the ballpark there. Any questions? Yes.
What's the non-paving go to? I mean, the paving one's obvious, but.
This, in the past, it's just been used as we need it for, say, maintenance projects. So, several years ago, one year we gave the Air Board some money for matching grant funds for the new airport expansion.
So it can be used for a wide range.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've also used it for a sewer repair upgrade at the fairgrounds. It's used for various things.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right. It is 2:36. Let's take about a 10-minute break. So we'll be back in here at 2:45, we'll say 2:45, about 8 or 9 minutes.
Yeah. You got to take a break?
Yeah.
Somebody's about to spring a leak.
If we don't, it's gonna get wet. And it's not calling for rain.
Sure.
Have to wear diapers tomorrow.
2:45, we'll be back.
Hi.
Tell me what kind of stuff they're putting you through, my friend.
It was my sugar.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you diabetic?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I had, it's kind of the seizures. So I had to call the ambulance Monday night. Take me down to Norton's and Brownsboro Road.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good.
No, I'm back on. I had surgery. They took me off of my Ozempic. They're back on it today.
Okay.
So we're gonna see. I'm monitoring it 4 times a day.
It's called.
You got your sugar under control.
Yeah. Yeah, right now.
What
Right
now?
now. Yeah. I think so. I hope so.
Would it get low? Or?
I got high, 400, 500.
Well, getting low is where stuff boom.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what happened to me a year ago.
Low?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's when I put my head on the counter and laid there and blood sugar, 45.
Yeah.
45. 4, and that's after I ate something. I about didn't make it.
Yeah, you want around 100, 90 or 100.
Yeah, I'd rather have mine just a little.
Mine was 101 this morning.
That's good.
Push that.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, that's what it was.
I don't know. I don't know. I get where it's coming from, but there's a lot of
They
things
ain't
they're not
doing
thinking
that.
about.
They're not doing the maintenance.
Well, they're not doing what?
And he got Terry Lee and his son on the payroll, which I don't like. They need to bid things out.
Take care of yourself, listen. Take care of yourself. You're not gonna cup anymore.
I know, yeah, it's my sugar.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, it's sugar.
Floating around.
I'm getting old, I can't set too long.
You youngins don't understand that.
Or anything.
And I don't mean that.
This is his job description.
That's what's.
And then him and Morris Day agreed on all this.
Yeah.
But then,
I'll be 56, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
How old are
this
you?
is what,
53.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're older
Yeah.
than Kelly.
He was
You're
only
older.
supposed to mow 16 hours a week.
Because,
Yeah.
I
And
had
then
just turned 4.
volunteers
and she
and
was
inmates, you
My
ever see
parents,
that?
my parents have been together since.
This is the green.
Well, 9 months.
He was supposed to mow 16.
Yeah.
There you
Volunteers
go.
and
Yeah.
community service. 16.
Oh, Preston.
How you doing?
Good. Good to see you back.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, it's just,
Yeah, that's a bad thing if you can't get regulated sometimes.
Yeah.
Did they have shrubs up there?
I don't know. But all that needed revamped.
Right.
I didn't know you did that. So you even have to do the ones like we got one back in the pasture. You have to do ones like that though, I mean, you can't really do
Yeah, I mean, they're all, yeah. And there's some of them I'll drive. There's one that I drive.
Really, to get to.
Fields, through creeks. Oh, shit.
Wow. Huh. No, I didn't know you did that.
You and Kathy's elevators get along?
I'm still recording. Yeah. What was the attorney structure of Drew Wright? So Drew was a big history buff in the county. That the first recorded will in this county was my ancestor, which had been like
Oh, was that
7
right?
generations ago. Yeah, the very first recorded will. Wow. Our farm is a homestead farm. It was started in 1813. It's been the family that long.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
212 years.
That's unbelievable.
Before we were a state. Yeah. Yeah. But he actually got me a copy of the willie. And so there was 3 brothers or 3 sons and 1 daughter. So each one of the 3 sons got 160 acres apiece. And that daughter, she got $1. I don't know what she did wrong, but it must have been something.
You probably don't want to know.
I don't want to. It didn't say. But it's not like that he forgot her. He just made a point, man. $1. Mm-hmm. She
No,
must have been bad.
genealogy and family history is very important. That's
Okay.
we left Eastern Kentucky, Whitesburg, Hazard, Harlan,
No.
and drove about 300 miles and positioned right here.
Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah, that's one thing I go back. I got a lot of family down there.
Oh, yeah.
That area, the southernmost part of Kentucky.
Yeah. West, you go around Austin, there's a lot of people from Hazard,
yes,
Kentucky and
yes.
Austin. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's where my roots are.
Okay.
And again, I left the week after high school.
Really?
Yep. Because we had nothing but poverty.
Oh, yeah.
Coal mines were done,
Yeah.
and we knew it.
Yeah.
That was just there, what? The light-
Yeah, that wasn't much of a future.
Oh, yeah. They got help with that.
Even with college help, it didn't. If you had to leave there, if you went to college, you didn't go back to Eastern.
And then Kevin won't like spend nothing like
Yeah.
paint or nothing.
Pat in front of the end of the line.
Randy's ass.
Yeah, but
Never
opinion,
He told me a story I'll never forget. About Pat ripping
He's trying to, trying to do stuff. Them buildings he painted, like I said,
Hey, you got the mayor.
these, before these, been rotten for, you guys, you heard cost, you like, 20 years. They just shut crap.
You need mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
If
the
you
shit.
don't care, send that to me. Okay, thank you.
What I say.
I don't think I'm gonna. Anybody got it? Never mind, I got it. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, can I say comment? I'm ready for it.
Well, everybody make it back for stress.
Could be fast.
He's caring about what my butt.
Get away from me.
Oh, yeah.
I really didn't get to know him until he started. They moved back here years ago. They were Catholics, just come to church. Jack never walked. All those construction jobs he would do. Look, be too concerned about how fast you get to the job. It's what you do when you get there.
Yep.
That's his right across the street.
They were quite a pair, the two of them. Yep. Very good people.
Go in there quite a bit. That's his favorite place to go.
I'm gonna understand how you get chicken salad.
You get, it's really well priced. He said their jambalaya is really good.
I got a real mess going on here.
What's this?
Yeah. Fact, that's the latest version of the fact book, tells all the salaries and everything.
Oh. Okay. Got one of those. He's got those options.
Yeah, I think she should have some, yeah. They only send about 4 or 5 of them.
Oh. The AIC Center.
They got what?
The AIC Center.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Is it?
You can call it.
They're pretty stingy. They send you 4 or 5 to each county, and then if you want any extra, you gotta pay for them.
Oh, yeah. Let's see, a minute.
Okay. Brent, you want to come back up?
What page?
He's gonna update.
He's gonna update us
Update us.
some on his,
Breakdown.
54 and 55 is the sheriff's budget. Is that what you're on, Brent?
Yeah, I've got one line item that I didn't talk about earlier that I wanted to just real quickly go over with you on that, just in case there was any questions on it. That's in the 1170 fund, public safety. The line item is 40109, equipment. The approved budget amount for 2025 is $80,000.
That'd be on page 56.
What was the line item?
Line item 40109, it's titled Equipment.
Yes, sir. Went up to 80,000.
Yes, it was approved for 80,000 for 2025. As of August the 19th of 2025, that had a balance in it of 53,597.58. And I just wanted to let you know that I have purchased 3 vehicles that are waiting to be upfitted, and it takes right at $10,000 per vehicle to upfit a brand new vehicle. And so I anticipate using $25,000 to $30,000 of that equipment money to equip these new vehicles that I bought. Those vehicles were purchased out of commissary. The county did not buy those, but I did. Again, to try to give everybody a break on things. There was money in commissary to do that because I have to buy about 3 to 4 cars a year to keep the rotation going. We got roughly 27 vehicles right now that are insured on the county. When we get those vehicles there added to the policy, one of those vehicles is going to be sold then, and that'll take one of them off the insurance and add one to it. But ultimately, when we get done with these vehicles getting put on the road, we'll be at 29 vehicles on the county insurance policy.
Can you give me just a rough idea of the total that's coming that's not listed under the unexpended balance? In other words, what's your billing you got coming the next few months?
Or you just paid, what was it?
From those 3 vehicles, you're looking at 25 to 30,000 will come off of that 53,000.
Okay, that's what I'm...
So, yes, so there's still going to be some cushion there, but there's also a possibility that we could purchase another vehicle by the end of the year to replace one, because some of the pool vehicles we've got are not in that great of shape. And for, taking an inmate from the jail to the hospital here in town is not a big deal. Transporting juveniles 4 and 5 hours round trip is a big deal. And I would not want my staff driving a juvenile, to Terre Haute, Indiana in a car breaking down or something like that. So that's the reason why I'm trying to get some more vehicles too, so that we can pass some of the vehicles down to better our pool cars that we have, so we've got better things that I know our staff can transport somebody somewhere and get there and get back with them safely and not have any issues.
How many juveniles do we typically transfer a year?
It varies. I had that number. Myra had calculated that for me, and I talked with you guys about that some time ago, and I don't know if I got that with me today. But Myra did put together a report for me of just how many transports we had done in the past 12 months. Because we were also keeping track of how many inmate trips to the doctor we had, and and I did not bring that with me, but I can email that to you today.
Okay. Or just-
You're probably talking, I'd say probably 20 to 25 in the last year, something like that. And again, that just depends. I know people get frustrated sometimes. They think they should lock up more of them, and I don't disagree that there should be more of them locked up. But part of the problem is, again, we have nowhere close by to do it. And you have to drive them 4 and 5 hours to lock them up somewhere. And a lot of it is hard to find a place that we can actually get these kids into. Sometimes you can't get a facility close that'll even accept them. So it gets to be a problem, but that's Myra's problem. We just have to do the transport.
Never made much sense to me that we've got 100 empty beds out there and they can't be housed in the same area. But yet, we have to go transport them, 60, 70, 80, 100 miles away. But state won't allow it, I guess.
It does not allow that, no. You can't have juveniles around
I would
adults.
have thought it might have done some of them some good to see what happens in a real jail, not just a juvenile detention center, but
Okay. Any other questions for Brent while he is here in-house? On anything on his budget? All right. If there is none, appreciate you clearing that up.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to discuss that. And if anything else comes up and you need me to come back, be more than happy to. And Todd, I will scan that in and I'll email it to everybody when I get back up to the department.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brent.
Thank you.
thank you.
Yep. Mhm.
All right, Michelle,
You know what we do? We start at page 1.
we start at page 1. So, go to page 1. I was just making sure you were ready. Okay, we'll just go down through here. There again, this is the highway department, so his funds are a little bit different, but,
Understandable.
is there any questions there on page 1 or page 2?
For our new ones, page 1 is a tax rate fund. So that is on your property taxes. So it is maintained with property taxes. Page 2, local road and street, it is distributions from the state. And then 3, 4, 5 is also distributions from the state from the gas tax and various other little taxes the state charges you. Was there any changes on any of those pages?
I didn't
Okay.
mark anything. I didn't see anything.
Page 6 is your park.
Yep.
That is strictly ran off the receipts he brings in from the gatehouse, camp store, camping.
His budget stayed the same for the
Yeah.
last 3 or 4 years anyway, hadn't changed.
Page 7. And for our new ones, I'll kind of name off as we go which departments are included in the general fund tax rate, so you'll know, and this is one of them.
Yep. Nothing there that I had marked.
Surveyor is your next general fund tax rate.
The only thing I marked was that, they had put in for, 10%.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
And on the auditor, you guys had put in for 7.
7,
correct?
yeah.
So I just wanted everybody to be aware of the
Yeah.
percentage increases. 7 on the auditor, 10 is what the surveyor put in. All right.
Page 9 and 10 is your health department. That has its own property tax rate, makes that part of the county rate.
And she'd put in for 5. That's what she had listed.
Page 11 and 12 is that local public health grant.
Okay, nothing there.
Plan commission,
They'd also put in for 5%.
the only thing I have a question mark on that, and for you all to think about when we get to the salary portion, whether you want to raise the stipend right there. Traditionally, we have not. If we've given a raise on the main salary, we've not raised people's stipends, but, so something to think about.
I might add that the reason that was bumped, or they requested 5,000 over 3,000 is because previously the person who did that was receiving $5,000. That was Desi, and we were giving her 3,000.
Yeah, that was on the 911 addressing.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just, just whatever you guys want to do there.
Courtney kind of took that over
Yes.
from Desi, and
Yeah.
we did originally, and that's created quite a bit more work for her, so I personally don't have a problem with it. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but I think she does the work, there's no doubt.
That's what it was originally supposed to be.
It was supposed to be 5 in the beginning, and then we didn't budget for it, so we left her a little short. She was okay with that at the time. Okay, go ahead, Michelle.
But the plan and building commissioner budget's set under the general fund tax rate. You have the recorder's office, all she has is salaries, she's general fund tax rate.
Hers was also 10.
Treasurer, same thing, general fund.
6% on the raise on the treasurer.
Extension, general fund.
4%.
Weed board, general fund. Now, if anybody wants to make any changes, just kind of speak up and holler. Corner, general
I have a
fund.
question on the weed board.
Sure.
They mentioned the trails thing. They said they didn't have any idea when they would get anything back as far as maintenance on these. Are we thinking we're gonna kick that can to next year on possibly upping that spray cost because you don't know what to do?
Our thoughts is if you're going to give them money for spraying, it needs to come out of either your edit money, riverboat money, something other than the general fund.
Okay.
I think we're getting into a little bit of a gray area with this walking trail because who's responsible and who's not. If we do something like give them additional funding or take care of the spraying for basically what I see is the state's responsibility, they're the ones that initiate that. I think it ought to be discussed in great length and maybe even a vote. I don't feel like it's the county's responsibility to maintain that walking trail. But that's just my 2 cents.
I'm fine with that. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't something between now and when they were in here that we needed to be aware of.
Yeah, we just suggest that if we're going to give them more money for
I stated my
spraying.
piece. It should have been part of state parks to begin with
Yeah,
and went
you're
on
right.
with it.
That's
so.
where it should've went, but,
That's exactly where it ought to be.
yeah.
Have the corner on page 19. That is general fund, and you had a request that is not on here for the vehicle, so you probably need to. I think that's one of them things, again, I think needs to be taken out of something other than the general fund to try to not
Yep.
tie up dollars in it.
I think if Gerald can find us that perfect truck at about half the cost of what that new one was, that we could surely find a basket of money to pull that purchase money out of.
Got people working on that now.
Yeah, we've
The
got a
best
couple,
people?
The best people I've got.
Okay.
we've got a couple things working there. Honestly, I feel like
You can do it a lot less.
maybe we can do it for about half,
Yes. Sounds good.
but, we'll continue to work on that. She
Hey.
put in 5% on her raise.
Page 20, the Veterans Office, that is the general fund also.
Yeah, his was 10 on his side, just for his salary.
Page 21, the county assessor, oh, go ahead,
Yeah,
sorry.
Well, 10% didn't come up to his number of 43,416.
That's
He
what
just
he
added-
said, but he
Well,
just added 5,000.
So it's about 13.
Yeah, it's a little more than,
Oh,
10%.
okay.
Yeah,
a little more than 10.
yeah.
Page 21, your county assessor, that is the general fund, that portion of it.
She also had 10.
Page 22, reassessment, that is a tax-rated fund within the county tax rate. Page 23, the clerk, general fund.
Well, those are anywhere from 10 to 22%.
10 to, yeah, on the clerk, it was all over the place.
Yeah,
there.
anywhere from 10, like Todd said, 10 to 20.
10 to 22, so an increase in salaries alone of about 46 grand. Or no, 41 grand.
Page 24, the election, that's general fund. Council, I want to, on the back of that election, the extra that we gave for the general presidential election, when you all did the salary ordinance, you just made the 2,000 for the general, when it was a general presidential election. It's in, she's put it in next year for just the general election. Makes no difference to me. But we need to make sure, if we're going to keep it in there, we need to amend, make sure it changes for the salary ordinance changes, the wording, I guess,
She said
for next
something,
time.
there's a state statute now that added something to it. She mentioned state statutes when she was in here.
Yeah, it's not a shall, it's a may, the council may give
Okay.
the clerk.
Yeah, my understanding was that this was only for the major presidential election cycles, because that's when she gets the big numbers. You know, if it's just a normal election year, I didn't think she needed that. Because it specifically says presidential election. Well, we just had one in 24, and we won't have another one until 28 or 7.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Well, the ordinance that we wrote states presidential election, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So we can
And that was my understanding.
And I mean, it's up to you all, I just need to know which way to write, you know.
Follow what the ordinance says.
I feel we should follow the ordinance,
So we can strike that.
so I would strike the 2.
I don't even know which line is that.
She asked for 23%. Did I get that right on the deputy?
Yeah. Average is about that.
What's that?
On her raises on page 23.
Yeah, but on 24, the
24 is
24, yeah.
23%.
That one
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I rounded it a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you give a reason for that?
Yeah, to get them more in line with the auditor's office was the reasoning behind that, but.
And the salary thing that she emailed us out.
Right.
But no, that's fine, that's fine. That's why we go through them one by one.
Yeah.
Page 25, you have EMA, and she had a request for 60% of her pay out of EMA and 40% out of the detention center dispatch, if I understood that right.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll take it. 30,000, is that right?
Yeah, that would put a little over 30,000 in EMA, and then leaving just a little over 20 in the detention center, if that's what you all want to do.
I think we should visit making it full-time. I mean, we're getting reimbursed back for half of whatever is classified under the EMA. And I feel like it's kind of, you know, a no-brainer for us as a council to maybe look at that and visit that as, you know, an option to be able to get more money from the state to compensate that salary. It's not really putting us out as a council at that point. And Kelly said in the past, you know, that he feels like he's kind of being held hostage with that position part-time, because while he tries not to pull her into 911, it still happens from time to time. And I feel like, you know, she does a lot. That woman's working 70, 80 hours a week. Not, you know, I mean, a lot. And she's salaried, and
So my question would be, if we did that, that means that we would have to create a full-time position for Kelly, right?
no,
No,
because
he's
he's
not.
not using her
Nope.
full-time.
Okay.
In fact, in speaking with him, he said it would, basically, he wouldn't need that position there. He could
So
already
he
have
doesn't
his
even,
feet.
so if he
Yeah.
doesn't need her part-time hours that she spends there, then why does he use them there? Just to give her a
Just because
full-time
he's got
salary?
the person, from what I understood, the person that's out right now on FMLA and all that, and he's got that full-time position sitting there that he hasn't filled yet. So I look at it like we're able to get more grant money from the state if we do that, you know? And it makes us eligible for even more grant-wise for emergency services if we make that full-time.
Did she say how much more money she was going to get from the state?
She can get a max of up to,
50% to 70-some thousand dollars.
yeah,
ain't it?
70-some thousand is what she said here. So that would mean that she could make up to 70,000 here, and they would pay half of her salary, which would be 35,000. And right now, we're only utilizing, I think, 12, if that. So it's kind of like we're not taking advantage of an entire situation here. Plus, when you have a full-time EMA person, it opens you up for more grants for that job and for that area of 911 and EMA stuff. I'm just throwing my opinion out there. I mean, I just
Well,
feel like it's kind of a no-brainer, but
I just asked that question because we've got to still look at, if he's not using her, if he doesn't really need her part-time hours, but he still needs to hire someone, then we need to maybe think about the overtime situation. That's the reason I was asking.
yeah.
So if you do this split, I'm kind of confused with what she's proposing here. Is she going to quit working part-time for dispatch?
Yes, yeah, she would become totally EMA.
Which means when someone quits, there will be a void. You got fewer employees. How are they going to make up the difference? They're going to do it by having to hire another person to replace her.
Well, Kelly's got an opening for the full-time, don't he?
Kelly said it would actually help his situation.
I mean, that's what he just told me.
Yeah, he told us a minute ago.
So how's that?
So I'm thinking
Yeah,
maybe we
he
need to
didn't- I
have
wasn't
Kelly,
involved
maybe
in that
we need to have
conversation.
Kelly come back in.
So
here.
how is that going to help his situation? That's just,
Might
that's not
ask
a,
him, 'cause
He's gonna lose a part-time person,
Yeah.
so
But
he's
in the
gonna have
past,
to.
I mean, I don't know what he meant by if he felt like that was holding that position
he said
hostage
it's
or
holding a
whatever.
full-time position hostage, because there's no built-in part-times right now with that.
if he's got a full-time open, how is a part-time position holding a full-time position?
Because then he's
hostage?
in that slot, because he don't have a part-time position in his budget, so she is in that position there.
Well, she also fills in when people are sick or,
Right.
Yes.
But
Leave
he's
and
got a
things like
plan, you
that.
might ask him about it, it wasn't,
Yeah.
you know.
or
He
then
didn't-
somebody else is gonna have to come in and pay him overtime, which is time and a half.
And he's got an idea behind it. I don't know exactly what it is, but I think it would be beneficial maybe to call him back in.
So one more time, I'm sorry, just because I'm slow. So when it comes to you guys said that he's trying to hire a full-time position. That's what he said, right? He's
Yeah,
got,
that's
on
what
the
he said.
paper, he's got one open, right?
That's the way I
Then
understood
how
it.
is her part-time, because is her part-time money coming out of that? That's the full-time position that
It's
it's
coming
holding
out of a
hostage?
separate full-time position.
If it's
That's what
coming out of
he's
a
saying.
separate one, then it's not holding that full-time position hostage.
Yeah, because that's where he's getting the money from, is that full-time position. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
So the one that he's got open truly is not open. Is that what you're saying?
No,
There's-
Then if there's two, the part-time can't be holding two full-time positions hostage.
You're holding one
One.
right now.
So that one that's one. So the
yeah.
one on paper he says he has open truly isn't available because that's where her
No,
money's
no,
coming
No,
from.
he's
that's a
got
whole
two
separate one.
open. One's still empty from the way I'm understanding it, and the other one is currently being filled by her.
That's the reason I was at, you just told me, he has two open.
Yeah.
So if that one is holding the one, we've still got one open, so we take her hours out of that second one that's open, then he's got two open, and we're gonna have to fill those. So the part-time person, now we're gonna fill with two, but we don't have that part-time person to help with overtime and all of that. That's what I was like, what Todd was asking.
Yeah. And I think He
So that's
indicated
gonna-
he
that's-
had some kind of plan to me,
Okay.
whatever that is, he
I
didn't
think it
come
would
in here
be just
presenting it today.
beneficial if we had
To
him come back.
bring him
Yeah,
back in.
I was just asking how that
Yeah.
would benefit him to
Yeah,
suddenly
I-
have two open and then have to pay overtime. That was my question.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to make her full-time and then him have to hire another full-time person, because then that's going to cost us,
More than what we're
more
gonna get
than
back
what we're
in.
going to get back in reimbursement.
I mean, I think I get where they're coming from. If she's being paid part out of EMA and part out of the detention center, if we make her full-time EMA, we're taking her out of the detention center, are they gonna turn around and hire in that slot in the detention center, a full-time person?
He indicated that he would actually be saving us the entire salary that he's paying her now.
That's what he said.
Because that's what, I
That's
mean,
what
if
he
they are
told us,
deleting that
but-
entire salary out of detention, then
Then it's kind of a
Said it would
no-brainer.
eliminate the entire salary of that position.
But it was in what is on our pages, that's why I asked that question.
Right.
I know.
I think we need to bring him back in. but-
So if
Do
it
you
does that-
want me to try to get him back up here today or first thing in the morning?
I can get him back today if he can get back up here by, say, 3:30.
6 o'clock.
He probably gets out of work at 3.
It's 3:20 right now.
He might be still in town.
Try.
Send a message and see, but, do we want to move on or you all want to still discuss that?
We can come back to it.
Okay. 26, it's a grant. 27, soil and water, that is under the general fund. '28, cemetery, it is under the general fund. Any questions on any of them so far?
Didn't have anything marked.
Okay. 29 is EMS. It runs off of the receipts it takes in and the county contribution. I will warn you, between the receipts that they take in and the county contribution, it's coming to a point that it's,
It's thin.
yeah. Just FYI. Oh, and he had asked for a floater.
They've had a difficult time filling positions out there. Are they confident they can fill this floater position?
No,
Probably not.
they're not confident they can fill any position.
That's everywhere, ain't it?
Yep. I don't think you can, therefore I would, it's not my decision, it's council's decision, but I would speak in favor of trying it. It would, well, it's not gonna save any money, but it would alleviate a lot of, well, stress, you know, that it's just a constant battle with them day to day to keep the schedule filled because people call in sick.
Yeah.
Sometimes they work other places and they might accidentally call in sick so they can go work somewhere else that pays more.
Yep.
So it's not broke out on here like a lot of the other ones are, but how many actual employees are there? Because it doesn't truly state that here on the budget.
There's-
They just lump them all
He's
together.
got, I think, 12
13.
14.
Yeah, 14.
14
full-time.
full-time,
Okay.
but that counts Mike, though. 14 full-time employees. And he did have about 20 part-time, but the part-time are required to work a minimum of at least one shift a month. And so he had to go through and purge his list because they weren't coming in and working. They weren't even working 4 hours a week. So he did get that down to, I think, about 10 or 12, but you got to have part-time people. But
So that's not the problem, it's the overtime. It's just like all the others, the overtime,
oh yeah.
$217.
Well, there's built-in
was
overtime.
requesting.
Yeah, well, there's built-in overtime in the ambulance employee's schedule anyway. That's,
Oh, I know. It's
It's-
just exploding like all the rest of it.
it's just like a fireman, you know.
Well, he's got, part-time, and they work full-time other places, and,
They all do it.
yeah, they
Yeah.
they override each other,
It's all about the money.
yeah.
Well, we are just sending out a warning that the receipts and the county stipend is not keeping up with what they are spending. Here's the warning. Do
The
what y'all
stipend
want.
now is what, 300?
650.
650?
Okay. On to page 31, which is the jail bond. It has its tax rate. That payment is what it is. Page 32, the court bond. That is a tax rate. Once again, it is what it is. 33, that's your law enforcement continuing education. It is strictly user fees. If the money's not there, it can't be spent. 34, that's your riverboat wage share, distribution from the state. Anything there? Nope.
I didn't have anything.
Okay. Speak up if I start going too fast.
So you were talking about either putting the coroner's vehicle either under riverboat or
We have,
edit?
yes, we have another riverboat fund.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That is not in the budget.
Okay,
We don't budget it out, really.
okay. I didn't know if that's where we should.
Yeah.
There's a big riverboat and a little riverboat.
Yeah.
Little riverboat's called riverboat wage share.
We are very fortunate in Harrison County. We have a local agreement with them, and we get a certain percentage or a certain amount from their gaming revenue.
Right.
Because we got a lot of citizens that spend a lot of money down there.
Yes, we do.
I appreciate you doing that.
Not me.
Page 35, Superior Court, that is under the general fund. Page 36, Circuit Court, that is under the general fund. Anything on,
10%,
That's a 10%.
That's a 10%.
okay,
where the Superior Court didn't ask for anything.
Superior Court,
he
zero.
never does. Page 37, Public Defender, that is under the general fund, and it has a 40% reimbursement rate from the state.
And that one was only 2 and 3%.
Right.
Yeah.
2 on one, 3 on that one.
Page 38 is the probation, that is the general fund also. Those are state mandated salaries. There is nothing you can do about them. Page 39, that is a grant, her community corrections. Page 40 is a grant, community corrections also. Page 41, them are user fees. So once again, if the money's not there, she can't spend it. Page 42, juvenile probation, same thing, user fees. 43, home detention, same thing, user fees. 44, user fees. Page 45, that is the vet court grant, and that is the one she said just recently received the approval amount of 10.5.
5, yeah.
46, alcohol and drug program, that is also user fees. 47 and 48 is the opioid restricted and unrestricted funds. And those distributions come from the Attorney General's office from the big settlement that the state had with Big Pharma or whatever it was. 49, prosecuting attorney, that is under the general fund. Anything? Ned, you want?
10%, 3%, 10%, 10%.
Okay.
Yeah, on 17.
10%, 3%, 10%, 10%.
Page 50 is your prosecutor child support. It is reimbursed from the state at, I want to say 66% is what I want to say. Okay, next, page 51, drug-free community. Those are user fees also. It's another fund that if the money's not there, they can't spend it. Pretrial prosecutor on 52, that is also user fees. Page 53 is child support incentive. We get that money from the federal government to help with child support, and it can only be used on child support. So we were getting such a hefty balance in that we had to finally move some stuff over here to, the government wasn't happy with us not spending it. Thought I heard the probate. Page 54 is the sheriff. He said Kelly would come.
And that one was 3% across the board.
Detention center, oh, sheriff is general fund. Detention center, general fund.
Those were what, 13, 14%?
15 is what I actually
15,
figured.
15.
Here's Kelly, if you want to go ahead and
There he is. Hey, good deal.
pause page 56 and
Hello again.
Hello.
On page 56?
56, 56.
Okay.
You have a question for me?
Go ahead. We just wanted clarification, mainly me, because I'm a little slow here. So clarification on what the benefits and what it would look like moving Denny to full-time, and then what that would mean for your positions open and your budget and all of that.
The way that she is on our schedule right now, she's really not on a schedule. All right. So she does most of her stuff, and she even offices over on Anson Street. I don't count her as part of my schedule. She's never part of my schedule, what she does right now. She focuses mainly on EMA. If something happens in a pinch, I need someone to come in to cover a shift, and she makes herself available. Okay. What she's done in EMA, she's been instrumental in bringing this county to their storm readiness. Okay, she has given a lot of her time. She is instrumental in implementing the Code Red, the emergency notification. She's actually part of the LEPC. I'm on that board as well, about doing tabletop exercises and real life world exercises for response for emergency situations and things. We actually have one coming up in October that she's working on right now. There's a lot of initiatives that she is working on right now as a part-time EMA that would make a full-time EMA have to work overtime. And so she's doing most of that stuff on her own time. The way that it was brought to me, the way it was explained to me, how she was going to be compensated was that she was going to, it all came down to pay, how she was going to be paid. So she was doing she was getting half of her pay from the EMA, and the other half was going to come out of this position that she's occupying on my budget here. Or actually, she's actually on Brent's budget, not mine. But the way that...
Sorry. So I guess my question is if she's not occupying someone on your budget, but taking her completely to EMA full-time, how does that impact you?
It impacts me none. All right, I don't count on her. I don't count on her. She's not on the schedule or anything like that. So if she's gone, then what would happen is that she... No, I understand.
Well, no, here's what they're wanting to know.
Yes, ma'am.
If we move her to full-time EMA.
Yes, ma'am.
Can they take away this position in the detention center?
My intent would not to answer your question. We wouldn't intend on hiring that position anyway. So it would either be there or go away. However that it needs to be done. If that saves money, if that's the best way to do it, then I would say okay. All right, because like I said, as far as that goes, she's not in a rotation on the schedule or anything else like that.
It's not going to make your overtime go up. She's not filling in right now.
No, it could be because she doesn't earn any overtime from us anyway. She's salary.
Oh, I know, but if someone else has to come in and
No one's
fill-
going to be in that position. That's why I say I have no intent to hiring that.
No.
But does she not work some schedules when people are sick, when people run out? You just said she relieved you yesterday and filled in. If it wasn't her, would someone else has to come in
Yes.
and do that?
To
And then
answer
we're
that
going to pay
question.
more in overtime.
Yes, it could be, yes.
That's what we're trying to get.
Yes, sir.
Is your overtime going to go up because she's not there to fill in?
No. It will not.
Okay, how?
Because that's what I'm for.
So the reason I said earlier that he uses her as a last resort
Right.
for himself.
And the
But
reason
said
I
that
needed
she
to-
still did end up working like 20 hours a
The
month,
reason
probably
I
there.
asked for the clarification, to be honest, is what they said, the reason we needed you to come back is they said that her staying part-time over there is holding one of your positions hostage.
No, I said it's holding a hostage because, and it's just a figure of speech. It's not that I'm intending on hiring that position or we need to hire it. I can't wait for Dana to get full-time so I can hire that position. No, I don't even count that. It doesn't even come into my calculations, or Brent's for that matter, as far as overtime. So for us, it would have no impact, okay, because of the way that it works right now. As I said before, she is used as an absolute last resort. All right, so
That was what the clarification
Yeah.
was. I was just asking to see if it was going to impact overtime, like
Right.
he was asking, hiring another full-time position, all of that. That's what I was.
right, but no, I would have no intent on doing that because the way that I have our scheduling structured now, once we're full, once everyone's trained, the way that I have it and the way that the principle of it, and I brought it across to you people last year or earlier this year when I asked to have the 2 shift leads. I have everyone in a chair right now, right? When everyone's hired, my 2 shift leads, they would be the third person on the shift, either through day shift or night shift. And if someone calls in sick, they would assume the chair. All right, it's kind of the situation right now where we have a person that's out on FMLA. My day shift lead is occupying that chair right now. I have one position open on nights right now, and my night shift lead is occupying that chair now. Once I get everyone hired, once we get them trained, my 2 leads, they're in essence, they're slash, right? And that's even in their job description. They would be floaters as well.
So you have a full-time position open, but you're not going to hire?
Right now, we had 2 positions open. I hired one. He started on Monday.
Okay.
I have one more position that I am doing the background on people right now. Once we have that, right, then I will be full.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then we will be full. And Denny's position, and I'm saying that in quotes because I don't count her as a position. I count her as my ace in the hole. All right. So if everyone's full, everyone's in a chair, I don't need her. If that you know, although the selfish part of me, she's probably the most experienced dispatcher that I have. You know, that goes without saying and everything. So the selfish part of me is saying like, oh no, we're going to keep them, we'll keep everything as it is. However, for the greater good of the county and for the talent that she has, in my opinion, it's being wasted on her having to come and fill in a chair part-time, you know, as needed in dispatch. She would serve the county better being a full-time EMA.
Thank you.
If,
That's pretty good explanation.
Thank you.
Thank you for
very
the
much.
That's what we wanted to clarify.
So we want to
Yes.
know.
We didn't want to make her full-time and then force shorthand you, so we just wanted clarification on that.
Mr. Abbott, you would not be cutting me short.
Okay.
Okay, so that was a 30-second question. that got put into like
That's
10
what we
minutes.
wanted to hear,
So,
because we weren't sure what that was going to do to you if we
yeah,
made her.
we could have simplified this. I mean, you could have just
I
said,
know.
hey, if we take her, are you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So we're all right.
So you got applications for the the one you need to hire?
I have, I filled that one position, and he started on Monday. He's actually going through his orientation now, doing his,
Right.
and then we have 2 people that are vying for my last position right now. They are both in background. I anticipate having them completed, this week. And then the sheriff and the chief and myself, we're gonna meet, we'll make a decision who to hire, and then at that point, we're full.
Okay,
Good.
Thank you very much.
Okay?
That was what we needed.
Yeah, we
Well, that's what you got, and then some.
Thank you for that.
I always go above and beyond. Thank you guys very
I
much.
appreciate you coming
All
back
right.
on short
Thank you.
notice. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You do the same.
That's
Okay, that's pretty, that's self-explanatory.
move her over.
So,
Right. He's saying that.
I say
Yeah.
make her full-time.
Yeah.
And delete that line item out of the detention center of her part-time.
Okay, which
There.
one? On page 56?
Page 55,
55 is where,
Yeah, before they change their mind and use it.
account 13101.
yeah,
Strike that.
dispatcher, EMA, you could take that off.
13101.
That's the 11-9.
11/9/51/72.
Strike that. Okay.
As long as
She'll take you.
we don't have them coming to us here in 2 months going, well, we need another person, then it's going to defeat,
Never mind.
Yeah, well,
it's going to defeat what we've done.
yeah, we can't give it,
101.
we can't give what we got.
So
what we
we're
got.
in essence
Yeah,
moving the
no,
43
basically 43/198.
Yes.
is moving over to the 911 line.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, well,
No.
No, no.
you wouldn't move the full amount, would you?
You're going to strike the whole amount under page 55, line item 13101.
Correct.
Right.
Then you're going to go to the EMA budget, which is on page 25,
Thank you.
and you're going to tell me what you want to pay her as a full-time EMA director.
Right.
What page, 25?
25.
25.
Now, when she did her 60/40 split, the figures she had was a total of $50,080 on her little papers that she gave you that
Right.
showed her split. Is that it?
Without an increase, right?
Correct. Right?
25.
Currently, she makes, between both jobs, $47,196.
So that was.
Yeah. And she was going to move $2,884 from the assistant EMA down to the EMA director, which gave you a total of $50,080.
So she was giving, that was going to be her way of asking for the raise because she's not
She was
using
giving-
yeah, she was moving 2,884 out of that assistant. Yeah, she was taking 2,884 from the assistant EMA line and moving it down to the director line, which is 26,250.
And then we would add the amount
50,000
of Brent's
what?
budget on top of that, right?
No,
That was.
no, her pay, she had her pay at $50,080
Gotcha.
is what,
I finally caught it.
yeah.
Sorry.
So.
Go down 43 grand and hers would just go up 24.
Yeah, I say go with that 50, 80.
Hey, what about the assistant E EMA?
She using one now?
She's
No,
not, but
no,
I
we could take
I
it
don't
away
think
then.
she wanted to take that away in case,
For future
for
reference down the
future
road.
people down the road,
Can
in
you
case she needed like a
leave it
part-time
on
person.
there and not
Fund it.
actually fund it?
Oh, yeah, there's all kinds of them on there. Can't you?
Well, I mean, if it's in her budget, she can use it.
Yeah.
But she may not.
Can't pay it in or
Tell her not
not
to
use
use
it.
I mean,
I think
so-
her idea was if she needed someone
Yeah.
to come
So
in
if she
and
needed,
help her
but if
sometime.
she's now focusing all of her time on EMA, then you wouldn't need an assistant, right?
Right.
She just said she didn't need an assistant anyhow.
She was working a crazy amount of hours.
Yeah, but
But she
But
is
she
working on
wanted
it.
to leave it in there. in
like
case
Michelle said,
the
they
next
they
EMA
come back and
director
want
might
it, you
an
know.
assistant.
Well, she's gonna be one.
We can worry about that next year.
Right.
5,000 in there. Just in case, like,
I mean, we can call her back in here too, if we have to, but
Me personally,
I would-
I'm good with the 50,000,
Oh, yeah.
whatever she's calculated, but I wouldn't leave the extra for the assistant. That's just, I'm one of 7. So,
She should have more time to devote her duties to that position now and shouldn't need, I wouldn't think she would need that extra,
Well, she said she wouldn't need an assistant.
if that's what you said.
That's right.
I think she wanted to leave it in there when we were still splitting
we
her.
were still not
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
any time.
I think if she's going full-time, I don't think she cares about that. That's my
I agree.
understanding. That's the reason she wanted
I
to.
don't think she does
Yep.
either, but she
So-
said she wanted to leave
I s-
a line item in there for if a new EMA director ever come on. and they
Somebody,
wanted an
yeah,
assistant.
ever took her place.
Okay, well, I've struck it out, so.
Let's strike it.
Thank you.
Okay. And then going with the 50,000,
80.
80?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now back to page 56. Public safety, this is the revenue generated by local income tax. And Brent did have some changes on that. So as you go down there, meals for inmates, he said can be dropped to 195,000. Uniforms and clothing, 9,500. IDAC repair contract, 3,000. Fire alarm system, 3,000. And that's all I have notated on here.
That's all I had.
Okay. Um, 57, the marijuana user fees, just as it says, it's user fees. Statewide 911, as you can see, we really, excuse me, worked that budget. 911 surcharges that the state sends brings in $24,433 a month, which gave you, somebody do the math real quick.
291, almost 292,000.
293,196.
Oh, 24, 433?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
293,000.
yeah, as you can tell, I don't know where you all math, but where I math, 353 and 293 really doesn't come up, but they do get a supplement towards the end of the year of around 49,000. So I think we'll be able to support this budget. But we did have to, on page 58A, which is your PSAP out of the local income taxes, as you can see, we moved most of his expenses to it. It brings in $131,508 a month, or not a month, a year. So we should be okay with those expenses. We moved these overtime to the public safety budget. That's why that number jumped as high as it did from, what was it, 240 something to 286? Yeah. As I explained to Kelly and Brent when we had this discussion, and this is a small Band-Aid that will hopefully get us through for a couple years, but it is something that needs to be on everybody's mind, how you're going to fund 911 in the future. FYI. Alrighty, page 59, the commissioners. I have a question mark on fairgrounds caretaker.
Yeah, me too.
On perf, we dropped it down to 425. IT equipment, 5,000. General expenses, 1,500. Publication of legal notices, 4,000. Juvenile detention expenses, 100,000. And on page 60, phone system, 105,000.
And that's with a 6% for the Park and Rec Director?
Yes, and for the commissioners and council and the fairgrounds caretaker, because I have a question mark on it.
I've got something I want to briefly talk about. So Mike had said he had made an error in calculating, I can't remember what it was now.
We'd already...
Anyway, long story short, the original budget they submitted, I thought we were going to probably be all right, plugging in a $650,000 stipend, but going by their mid-year figures ending June or 1st of July there, I think we're going to be about $50,000 shy, based on, that's if their deposits, their income remains exactly the same from now till the end of the year versus on what they brought in the first half of the year. So rather than have to come back later and ask for more, if they don't use it, that's fine. But I really think we should bump that 650 to 700,000 like it was back in '24.
Okay, and here's what I'm going to say to that.
Yes.
That's $50,000 less now that you're going to have to think about raises. So that's $50,000 you can't use towards raises now.
Yeah, well.
So all the cutting.
I'm just telling you based on I don't know if they're going to need it. Projections only. I have no idea. But I'm just telling you, I know you don't like to do additionals. So
well, and I have to go on the assumption that they are going to spend the whole $700,000.
Why would they do that?
That's when I figure the budget, I have to assume every department is going to spend every penny.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's why I'm telling them they have to look at it as, don't count on $50,000 to help give raises or cars or.
All right. I understand what you're saying. It's a mental thing.
Yeah. I don't like it either, but I have to assume.
So we'll leave it at 650. I don't care.
Let's just leave it at 650.
You're thinking they're going to be short
I think
50,000 this year?
Okay.
I don't think so. I think,
I'm like, let's just meet in the middle and raise it 25.
I think they are going to be okay for this year.
Okay.
I think they may even be okay for next year. I am just putting it out there. We are putting it out there. It is something you all need to keep a close eye on because not knowing what Senate Bill 1's going to do to us.
Yeah, we can always, I mean, you can always exercise that option of that EMS tax, which I don't want, but, and it's only gonna generate $250,000. I don't wanna raise taxes. That's, so we're doing all we can do not to have to do that. So.
Exactly, and I've played around with the numbers just to see.
You can play around with them all day long. They're not gonna
Exactly.
change.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave it at 650?
Yes.
Let's leave it at 650 and see what.
Okay.
Yeah, I told them that.
So, go ahead.
Go ahead, no, go ahead.
So the fairgrounds taker or caretaker, you fired him then? You fired him?
I didn't fire him.
So.
Fair board
We're gonna leave this on.
eliminated the position.
How did they eliminate it? Reason.
They voted to do it.
So we're still leaving, are we still leaving that on there and calling it that
Well, we-
for next year?
He's a county employee and he's been getting benefits.
No,
How can they fire him?
I think we're gonna, my understanding, Tony, help me out here, we're gonna address that at the next meeting, next commissioners meeting. I don't.
My understanding.
I wanted to.
Okay.
Which you can't, I mean,
It was tabled.
we have until
Yeah, we got some time.
October 6th before we have to formally adopt this budget. So between now and October 6th, we can meet, have discussions as many times as we need. The public hearing, September 15th. So changes can be made all the way up until October 6th.
Just don't call her on October 5th and ask her to change something.
Page 61, courthouse and county buildings. We took part-time down to 5,000. Operating supplies down to 25,000. Courtyard and grounds down to 4,000. I know, I love burying you all in paperwork.
Yep, that's what
Okay, yes.
62, Cume funds, that is a tax-rated fund. Page 63, edit. And I'm gonna run through this, and Todd, listen and make sure I've got these right. 9,330 for River Hills.
Yeah,
Economic development, 30,000.
yeah,
Debt service, 350.
yeah,
Paving, $760,290.
yeah,
Non-paving, $253,429.
yep.
And economic growth again of 40,000, so that's 70,000 for economic growth.
Should total up to $1,443,049.
And it does.
Good.
Is that it? That was it, wasn't it? All right. So in the
Well-
morning, come back and talk about salaries?
No, so on the economic growth, on that last one, they actually asked for.
He asked for
60
95.
or-
They asked for 95 total.
Yeah, total. On another 25.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they wanted 65,
I don't,
not 40.
I don't know that we want to do that personally, because when I went back and looked at last year's numbers that they gave us,
Yeah.
it looked like they had more memberships then than what they did on the numbers they gave us the other day. So I feel like, where is it going if it's not going back into memberships?
What do you mean going back?
Like, when they handed us this budget thing, they said, this is how much money we're getting from memberships of people who are members of the Growth Partnership. That number was lower this year. Maybe somebody hasn't paid yet, I don't know, but it was lower than it was last year. So I kind of am hesitant to give them the 95 without knowing.
Those
We're giving them 70.
We're giving them 70, so I was thinking
those-
just leave it at 70.
Yeah, well,
Those memberships are a drop in the, that's not what you would call funding. They rely on us and the city for funding. And, so, I mean, those
But I feel
memberships-
like asking us for 95 and the city only chipping in 5 isn't really fair, you know?
Well, the city went up 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
30 before.
Yeah, so they went up 16%. They're asking us to go up 35%.
Yeah, I don't think
I
that's
felt like
fair.
we should be
No,
a
I
little
think
more
we need
in
to-
line, at least on the raise amount.
Well, I will say this, and I know things are tight, but what's going on out there at the industrial park, in the past, year and a half, 2 years, you gotta remember that for decades, there was only one business out there, that Cornerstone, and nothing going on, and, eventually, some of the directors we had have worked the one before last, worked very, very hard to get businesses in there. And there's lots of improvements that are going to be made out there. And we got Sullivan's out there, and you've got 3 more lots that are sold. So the only thing I'm saying is, if we can, anything that we would give them would be greatly appreciated, because I don't want to stifle their momentum, and they do have momentum right now.
Yes, they do.
I mean, there's some things going on that's gonna help our tax base. We'll more than get our money back eventually, but, even if it was $10,000 is all I'm saying. But they are putting it to good use. We got,
I'm good with that.
anytime you can, bring new business in, it's a plus. We don't get a lot of it.
They're very active, I have to say that.
So we just leave it.
That works too. I just am not on board with 95 at all, so that's a
No,
lot.
I'm not on board with
That's a
95,
lot
no.
for where we're at right now in this
Like
budget.
like
so.
Todd said, if you give 5 or 10 more thousand, that would help a lot. If you only get 70,
Well, I think it would be embarrassing if we didn't do at least what the city did. They have never really asked, in the past, they've never really come and asked for more.
no,
Do you
they
remember?
haven't, no, they haven't.
They've been happy with what they got, but
Yeah.
they need some funds to keep the momentum.
How about we give them, under the Economic Growth Commissioner A, 45,000? Well. Edit.
Our bottom line
I was
has to
being a
equal-
smart aleck. I don't know.
Well, paving or non-paving.
Did you say 5,000? Or 10?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Yeah,
5?
5,
We'll
bump
ta-
that to
we'll just
45,
Take it out of edit non-paving, I guess.
take it out of non-paving. So take that to 247, 429, and move the
Yeah, but if they can still,
Economic Growth Commissioner A to 45.
Go ahead and change the other numbers, what I'm saying.
yeah.
That's got a percentage split, so you have to redo the math.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. I'm for that.
do that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 4 o'clock.
All right. Well, we will come back in the morning, 9 o'clock, and do some figures from there.